Alrighty, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. I think my audio is working. I just got to do one little thing, move that little knobber down, and we're good to go. All right. So, hey everyone, happy Sunday. I know the NFL is still going on, so maybe some of you guys are watching that as well. I'm hoping whoever you want to win is actually winning. Let's start off with giving Loki a treat because he's going a little crazy behind me actually right now. There you go. And good boy. Yeah, shush, good boy. So he's having a good day. It's been pouring down rain, and I still let him play outside. So, a lot of news going on today. Hey, Villarat, Miles, Aiden, happy to see all of you guys here. The Vision one, there you go. Bitcoin got rejected. We talked about the chance of this happening yesterday. I took along, taking a chance here. I told you guys it was kind of a high-risk chance. And basically, I closed my position kind of early this morning, kind of around like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, because I started to see that forceful rejection coming down. And then I made a couple posts about it and stuff like that. But ultimately, I'm pretty upset. I'm not about the trade. Yeah, mostly because Bitcoin got rejected. I was really excited about Bitcoin having the opportunity to go up here. I didn't lose any money. I made maybe like 20, 30 bucks off of the trade after earnings, after fees. But, that's not really anything. So right now, we got to see what happens next. There's going to be a little bit more technicals here. Bitcoin technically on the daily is still bullish, and we're going to be talking about all that type of stuff here. But, oh boy, it's coming to be a crucial time for Bitcoin here because, Bitcoin's been consolidating. We have a pattern right now. Are we going to break down out of this pattern? Are we going to break out? What's going to happen here? And then on top of all of that crypto news going on today, all the technical analysis we're going to be doing, what happened? There was another assassination attempt on Trump. And God, there might be another one before the election. Surprisingly, this time the media doesn't seem to care as much about it. It's not such a big thing. They're almost minimalizing it in a way which is kind of interesting. And I believe they're doing it because there was no shots fired by the attempted assassin, right? The Secret Service found it first and started shooting, car chase, and all that type of stuff. So, interesting stuff. I don't think Bitcoin moved too much off of the news, but if it was, there was no hip hip hurrah type of moment like last time where he rose his fist there and stuff like that. So again, a lot of news to cover. We're going to give one more treat to Loki because once I get started here talking, it's going to be hard for me to give him any more. Loki, one last treat. And there you go. You being a good boy? Good boy? Yeah, shut your good boy. Chill. No, he's like, no, I don't want pets. I just want food. Fair enough. All right, so let's get started here. And basically, let me show you this way. Hey, the Everlasting Bliss, GOP, Kinsey, Safa, and Dream Tanks TV. Happy to see you guys. Happy to see you guys here. This is basically what happened to Bitcoin. I'll go over to the other chart in a second that has all the other technicals and stuff. But this is basically what we're looking at. And you can see this is a daily chart right here. We were really hoping for. Why is that one that one? Okay, it doesn't matter. This is a Bitcoin to USD chart. The one I normally use is the Bitcoin to Tether one because that's what I normally use for day trading and whatnot. So let me just put this right back here. Bouncing off of that. And then one right here. There we go. So basically what happened is Bitcoin got rejected here. We were hoping for some type of move, but it really just didn't come, didn't come through. The 4-hour chart I think was the most crucial because we had been hoping for another opportunity to really get in here. And so what happened was last night we took a little bit of a long. I was waiting. This morning I saw us attempt to have another move. And then basically once we started getting rejected, I pretty much sold off right here. Around 9:15. I think I actually did a post on the YouTube channel. Let me see if I can find that very fast. It'll usually give me a pretty decent time. It'll give me hours, won't it? 11 hours ago. So yeah, it's about like 9 o'clock basically. And I only walked away at $66 minus fees. It basically wasn't anything. But basically I was explaining, I closed my Bitcoin long after that last rejection just now, basically breaking even after fees. I'll be watching the chart today to see if anything changes, but right now I think it's a bit too over leveraged to wait at this pop. And you can see we had one little more pop, then we kept on coming down a little bit more. You could call this move maybe the Trump assassination attempt. I'm not entirely sure if it happened at the exact same time, but you did see a little bit more volatility. So what we're really hoping for right now, because again, we did get rejected, we're looking to see if we can hold on to this level right here. At this point in time, it doesn't really seem that likely. First of all, we are going into Monday here. That's going to make things a little bit more difficult just because of the volatility that every Monday has. Usually after a good week like we had last week, we tend to like have a rough Monday and Tuesday. Then we kind of balance back out. Caveat to that, I would say, is we have FOMC coming up. That's going to be very, very nice for us. We're most likely going to have a 25 basis point cut. Hoping, you know, people want to see that one coming. I prefer 50, but I'm thinking that the way the market is looking right now, if we were to have a 50, even though I think it would be better for the long-term health of the economy here, I think in the short term, the market may see it as an overreaction. They may panic a little bit here. So while I am hoping for a 50, maybe for short-term technicals, we want to see something more like a 25. We'll have to wait and see, but we have Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday comes along, and we are going to have the FOMC announcement. Currently, Bitcoin is trying to bounce off of this level of support. That's what we are seeing right now. I know we've kind of technically broken through it on the 5-minute, but it's the 4-hour, the daily that really matters here. And so get ready for some more volatility here. Now, let's go over to this chart very fast. This also look goodies on it. And the scheme of things, still downward pressure. Bring out the MACD and everything. The daily is still bullish here. The stochastic is still bullish. The RSI is getting more bearish, but overall still bullish here as well. Daily's fine. 12-hour is about to turn over on these two, stochastic and RSI. MACD getting there. So it almost feels like we need to go back down a little bit more, unfortunately. And the way I'm thinking of playing this, which again brings you into conflict with the FOMC meeting, I'm hoping that we're going to have something more of a higher low here. So this is a 12-hour chart here. You guys can see we've been having some higher lows for the past, few weeks. It's been kind of a messy way looking at it, but we have this going for us. Maybe we start coming back down here to the mid 50s, and that might be another good buying opportunity for us to see if we can buy it. Then we have a breakout coming up towards the end of the month. We really didn't have enough volume. I think one of you guys mentioned that yesterday. It didn't really turn out in our favor. So now I'm really looking forward to where's that next opportunity for us to buy, and do I want to start shorting and doing some day trades here? Some of you guys took shorts. You guys made some good money there, especially if you're able to hold for a couple days here. Hourly chart, still pretty bearish here, but I think if you guys do want to buy, you're basically buying a little bit of a dead cat bounce off of this smaller move. All right, so while Bitcoin didn't have the best day, I would say it didn't really have a terrible day compared to a lot of other tokens. And on top of this, we really didn't have a crazy move breaking back down the 50-day moving average. Typically, it's the 20 where we see a lot of that volume. So again, if you guys are trying to be a little bit more careful, watch out around this 20-day moving average, because when we do cross it here, we typically have quite a bit of volatility, and that volatility can be kind of scary if you guys are newer investors. All right, but short-term, guys, we're still coming down quite a bit. I wish we had some good news here. Nah, we're getting rejected. We're going to see if we can get some type of pump down the road, but right now that pump won't happen until what? Tomorrow morning. That's when we would get some more activity. People might be more excited and such, right? So let me see what you guys are talking about here. Am I holding spell token? Sure am. Let's see. Dream Tanks TV hopes Dogecoin reaches $24 this bull run. Oh, hell no. No, that's not happening. I'm hoping for $1, maybe $2 if we're really lucky with Dogecoin. I'm not hoping for anything crazy like that. Just added along at 68 leverage on Dogecoin. There you go. What a chance of what chance of Bitcoin on FOMC? That's not necessarily a question, but basically when it comes to FOMC, you're going to be looking at a lot of volatility. You're not going to know until we pretty much come across it. Typically, when we have these rate cuts, there's a little bit of a jolt down for like a day or two. Then we typically start building our way back up. We're not... When the news is talking about us normally cutting with FOMC cuts, during the FOMC meetings, whether it's 2008, 2000, stuff like that, it's usually happening because there's a recession. It's not happening because the economy is slowing down into like a soft landing type of phase. So what we're going to see is going to be a little bit different than normal. A lot of people are saying that we're just going to go straight down after the rate cut. Bitcoin's weekly charts would say, yes, we are still bearish here. Daily would say we are still bullish a little bit, but that weekly chart is, of course, going to have a little bit more power upon us. But because we're not necessarily having like, the last time we had massive rate cuts was COVID. I mean, COVID hit everything. It's not like COVID was it's not like the rate cuts were the reason that Bitcoin fell. It was because everybody was selling their assets because they were panicking. Again, 2008, everybody was panicking. That wasn't really, a Bitcoin thing. Well, Bitcoin wasn't around, but you get what I'm saying. So I would say just keep an eye on it. I'm going to be a little bit more on the fence. I would say most people out there, most people that I know are all expecting Bitcoin to come down over time post these rate cuts, if you will. I'm taking the easy way and just saying I really don't know at this point. I think there's a greater chance that we do have a move after a few days, and that's just because the economy overall is still doing okay. The election is coming up. There's a lot more variables that I care about more than just the Fed cuts, because I don't think the Fed cuts matter too much, in my opinion, just because what I talked about before. When you have those other type of events like COVID or the 2008 recession or the 2000, the dot-com bubble and stuff, that doesn't feel the same as what we're kind of experiencing right now. Gold price is $2,600. You think silver pump next by reaching $50 soon? I mean, maybe. I'm not too big on holding gold for the most part. I usually trade it. If I was holding gold right now, I'd be scaling out of it for the most part. But again, I don't really allocate a large portion of my portfolio to gold ever. You just bought back and longed and rebought spot here, Big Mike? Well, hopefully it can bounce off of this order block. I think it's worth having a little bit more of a day trade, especially because you can think of this almost as a double top, and we're going to have to rebound it back up here, maybe towards around 59,000. It's worth a little bit of a day trade. For me, I'm taking a little bit of a break here. I mean, I'm happy. I was up early this morning to kind of realize, hey, we're getting rejected. I should just get out of my position because I'm over leveraging it. But yeah, it was rough. I even sold out some of those trades I did on. Let's see if I can find it here. On JumpX here, futures, close positions. Yeah, I ended up closing the Sun position here. That one came with a $197 profit. The rare one that we opened up, that one came out at $268 profit. And Cyber only came in with a $9 profit because of the fees and stuff, and it really didn't move too much. So, I mean, we looked at some good stuff here. Let me see if I can pull this down. Can you guys see this? Yeah, you guys can see this. But yeah, this Sun trade only ended up being in there from 2036. Wait, what was the buy? I see a bunch of longs. Where's the buy? Am I missing something? Or am I in the wrong section? Oh, close positions, order history, maybe? Sun, I opened up Sun on 9/14, 14/22. It's about a 6-hour trade. 6-hour trade gets you about $197. That's not too bad here. You can see there's a small amount of fees, so I wasn't too worried about these moves. But can I zoom in here or not? Will it let me? Kind of. The fees weren't too much. The funding fee on this was actually 0, which was kind of surprising. I wonder if there was some type of discount on it. Usually, if they have a new token, they say, "Hey, there's no trading fees for the first week or something," to try to get people to trade it. I think that's what that one was. But yeah, so that was. Oh no, maybe I didn't actually hold that for too long. I think that's what it was. Yeah, I didn't hold it for the 8 hours. Never mind, there was still a fee. But 40% profit here, 67% profit, and a whopping 1.8% profit right here. So, oh, you guys can't see that. Sorry. Final stream. There we go. There we are. So small profit right there. I wouldn't say anything too good, but overall, I was happy. I kind of sold off earlier, mostly because I kind of hit some stop losses. And then as far as the week's one, can I go over here very fast? Let me log in. I probably should have logged into these things a while ago, but I was making some chamomile tea. Futures Zone, Futures Pro. And let's go over here. There we go. Now this trade is down 164%. It's not bad. I only invested $5 into this, so I'm not overly concerned. I'm just trying to see what happens to it over the long term here. But that 166% is $8 down. If I go over here to I guess I can just go to position history. The Bitcoin long, where is... Well, there you go. I only made about $40 profit. It wasn't really a lot. Actually, no, can I don't like the way this is. It's forcing me to zoom out a little bit, which I don't like to do. There you go. That's fine. Yeah, I walked away like $40 profit. Not really a lot. Right now, you're just seeing funding fees for a few different things, like Bitcoin. There was a $4 funding fee. Sundog, a nickel funding fee, 4 cents funding fee. So right now, I closed out, made some money, but I was really hoping for something a little bit more because while I might have made like $1,000. That's where you could have made $4,000 or $5,000 right there. But of course, that did not happen for me. So boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Let's go back over here very fast. Let's bounce around on the 4-hour chart. I'm going to leave momentum off for just a second. And I wanted to poke around some of these other charts and see what's going on because Ethereum is heading back down here to support. Maybe it's worth actually going over here to the weekly chart just for this one. This is kind of scary for me. This is really scary for me. If Bitcoin were to drop from here, which for Bitcoin actually wouldn't be that terrible because look at that. We would just be going back down to like 55,000, 56,000. It's not really bad, right? So if Bitcoin comes down a few $1,000, I'm not really concerned about it, to be honest. But when I'm looking at Ethereum here, I'm like, uh-oh. That looks like a flush. And that means Ethereum is most likely headed back down to at least 2,100. More likely maybe down here to like below 2,000. Maybe $2,000 will be a support level here. What we've been pulling out every now and again is taking out the support level here for now. We don't need that. We don't have to worry about this resistance for now. Because I was hoping, I think we were hoping that we would have bounced off of here, came back up, and then done something awesome. We may, it may take some more time unless this thing really gears up. However, what we've been doing here, there's kind of like a reverse Fibonacci extension. Right? It might bring us back down here towards $2,000. At worst, over here, 1,500. 14. I don't see a thing coming down that much unless this bull run is basically over here. And then one more thing. A monthly chart. Right, we're tapping on that one right here, kind of around 2131. Next one would be about 1700. I could see that happening. It wouldn't be fun, but I could see a scenario where we would have to come that far. I'm hoping that does not happen because of rate cuts or the 25 basis point cut, whatever you want to call it. I'm hoping that doesn't occur. But for whatever reason, Ethereum is just so much more bearish than Bitcoin right now from a technical perspective. You're seeing on the monthly chart how we're turning over. We already have a bearish divergence right here as far as Ethereum. That was a few months ago back in March. We have the stochastic bearish, the RSI bearish, and this is on the monthly chart. So not crazy important in my opinion, but it still matters. And the MACD over here turning over. So this could be red by the end of the month. The weekly charts here already still bearish. Nothing's really changed on this one. The daily been bullish, but not as much. But, when this did go bullish here, bullish, auto. Bullish. It did give us a few days. This was 11th of September. Yeah, right here. That was an okay opportunity to buy, right? Gave you a little bit of money off of it. Ethereum, I'm watching this closely. I'm watching it really, really closely. I'm actually watching it I'm watching it in a way where I almost don't care too much what happens to the daily. I'm really watching to make sure that the weekly chart does not close down below this or even below this level right here. I'm okay if we work down here for a little bit as long as by the end of the week we somehow find a way back above this line. If we don't, Ethereum is most likely going to have a really big plunge, almost to the effect I'm kind of salivating to short this sucker, but we got FOMC cuts which are going to be too predictable for me. So I typically follow my own rules and I don't trade during the FOMC periods or the CPI periods all too much. So I may be missing out a huge opportunity. I may do a small trade with you guys. So this may be like a $200 trade, 10x leverage, and then kind of just see. But I'm going to need to see a little bit more information about this before I open that trade. It'd really be I'd have to have more confirmation that we're breaking down basically. Because right now, again, we're still at support. Why would I short at support? Besides momentum. There we go. Solana still chilling out. Actually, Solana is pretty much doing the same thing here. Maybe the weekly charts are the best thing for this. Solana's in the middle of 2 moving averages right now. It's going to get squeezed eventually, hopefully get squeezed back up. But like Ethereum, it is pretty close to the support levels here. And typically when we break down below the 50, it's not really crazy all too much. You see a lot of volatility around that time. But, you know, it's just a lot of volatility either way, usually when dealing with the 50. So actually, yeah, I'm a little bit wrong about that one. Yeah, so yeah, it is a little bit more than I was expecting actually. So keep an eye out. And that volatility is going to be fun as well. My soul is telling me to short a lot of stuff here. Yeah, my soul is telling me I want to short. Technicals, I guess, technically say short on the weekly charts, but I still have some hope that the daily will follow us through here. That we'll get some hope here. A little bit of hope. Everything else, as far as like meme coins like Bonk and stuff, you can actually already see that they've been breaking down below some of these levels for quite some time. They've been having a little bit more aggressive lower lows. And when you pull out some of these other Fibonacci's and stuff like that, you know, they still have that same downward trend as Bitcoin. They still kind of have that movement. So you could see a lot of these different tokens kind of float down. Now that's kind of more the bearish stuff here for a lot of these tokens. Bitcoin can still hold. It can still pop. A lot of this is going to be determined by what happens with the FOMC day. Is the market going to pump? Is it going to dump? What's going to be happening here? The whole market is trying to figure that out. I still think that the cuts are a good thing here. I really do. I just hope that, you know, if we do have a 25, people aren't disappointed, or if we have a 50, people aren't disappointed. Or I guess if we have a 50, people might be more concerned or worried about the overall state of the economy. You got things like FTM coming down a little bit, getting rejected from resistances. You see a lot of head and shoulders with a lot of different assets right now. But you are seeing the 4-hour charts really start to grind people down a little bit. Daily charts, though, generally speaking, they're still holding on all right. Mog coming down a little bit more. Popcat coming down a little bit more. But I mean, Popcat's been doing fantastic. World token coming down a little bit more. I feel like I need to just do a long-term short on Arbitrum because Arbitrum has been going down for so long. If I can find it here. Here's the weekly chart. Right? So, I'm really hoping that Bitcoin can get this breakout before we run out of time. But just so you guys understand, we have plenty of time here. We would have to break down below this, which would probably happen sometime by the end of September if it is going to happen. So 1 or 2 weeks. And then afterwards, we have to break down below all the support levels over here. Again, a couple weeks after that. So it would be October where things get bad. And historically, October is a pretty good month for Bitcoin. So, you know, probably wouldn't happen. There we go. So right now, if you guys are in the more of the bullish camp, you're hoping for something more of a bounce off the 20 and then rallying. You can see how it was a resistance there, a little bit right there. We broke out. Should give us a little bit of support, and people are going to be hoping for at least a double top, if not a breakout. And this should coincide with the FOMC meeting. So from a more bullish standpoint, that's kind of the goal right now. So if you guys are looking to take a little bit more of a swing, you guys can buy, maybe have a stop loss around $57,000, and then kind of ride the wave back up if it presents itself. Usually for that, I would say 2 to 4 hour charts are going to be your best bet for kind of measuring that type of momentum. The 4-hour chart right now, I think, is pretty bearish. Yeah, it gave you a bearish and all the way back over here at 1 o'clock in the morning this morning. So yeah, that was a little bit when we were asleep. Came back down ever since. And now if we can find a way to get back to, you know, in the good graces of momentum on some of those 4-hour charts, 2-hour charts primarily, that's where I'd probably and most likely would want to buy back into Bitcoin and be like, okay, I'm taking my chance right now and let's see what Bitcoin can do. Until that happens, meh. Here's the 2-hour giving you a little bit more momentum dropping here, you know, but we should slow down a little bit. Oh, you also had a bearish divergence here on the RSI back at 7 o'clock in the morning. Right there before we started coming back down. Ouch. But yeah, so that's basically what's happening right now, everybody. As far as the Trump stuff is concerned, I was going through every single news site I could, just trying to find out more news. Basically, this is kind of what happened. If I know a lot of you guys don't like CNN, but just bear with me here. I'm not using them so much as facts, it's just kind of showing you guys some pictures. You know, people are still out there right now. It's dark and whatnot. They had the guy's photo here earlier. There it is. Oh, let me do this. There he is, the guy in the middle. So basically, from what I gather, this is kind of what happened here. Let me put my face back up here. Well, let's do this one. Okay, so Trump was out golfing, right? He likes to golf. He's on the campaign, taking a little bit of a break for the day. He's out there. He's golfing with his buddies. There's a whole bunch of Secret Service around him, and Secret Service they make a perimeter around this guy. So as he moves around the golf course, the perimeter kind of navigates around this, like a moving bubble, basically. That's basically how I think about it. So while one of those guys in the outer layer of the bubble was walking around to the next hole in preparation for Trump being there to make sure it's all cleared out and stuff, he noticed a barrel or something, the barrel of an AK in the bushes. And then he proceeded to fire at the guy. Donald Trump was surrounded, tackled to the ground, and he was taken away. The guy that had the rifle, basically he escaped in his car. I think he left his gun, a backpack, and a GoPro there. He got on the highway and started running, but when he was getting into his car after the gunfire started, somebody actually took a photo of his phone or of his car, and there was license plate on it, and they sent it over to the police. The police instantly got it, and then boom, they got the guy alive. How rare is it to have the guy alive these days? And they captured him. And so they're going to interrogate him. I think he's going to be in jail for a very long time, like just the whole process of it all. And they're going to bring state charges and stuff like that, and federal charges. Definitely, an exciting day in that regard here. Another bad day as far as, USA politics and whatnot. Every week it seems to get a little bit worse. Couple things about this. There was rumors that two people, the guy wasn't shooting at Trump. It was two different guys having a gunfight, and it had nothing to do with Trump's Secret Service. Apparently what happened is when Trump's Secret Service goes with him to the golf clubs and the country clubs, they dress in regular attire, and because they're not in their full-on suits, people thought that it was just another regular dude shooting at another regular dude. So that's kind of what happened there. But yeah, I'm interested to hear what you guys think about this Trump assassination attempt part 2. It's only going to get worse, I guess, as we get closer and closer to Election Day. Apparently the guy did not like Trump much at all. They said he was very pro-Ukrainian, anti-Trump type of guy. Social media kind of fuzzes that up in my mind, so I just don't know if I can say that clearly. But I saw on CNN, they said he was a Harris supporter. So CNN is saying that. CNN is quite a liberal news organization, so I'm going to take the word for that because they don't really want to report something like that. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. I was shocked. That was not what I was expecting. I was watching the Seahawks win a game, and I was watching the Steelers win a game today, and that was pretty much my day in a nutshell. Oh, and I cleaned my entire kitchen. I did all the dishes. I wiped everything down with sanitized wipes and stuff, and so I have a very nice, pristine, clean kitchen, which feels great. I even put up my dishes. You know what I mean? I'm doing some grown-up shit. Let's see. You guys can talk about politics all you guys want in chat. Just don't, you can be angry, you can cuss. I don't try to moderate all too much. My big thing is, mods already know this, don't ban people for whatever they're saying. And then unless I'll do it if something gets bad, and then most other mostly I'm scared of spam coins and stuff like that. And then the other thing is everybody else, just talk, do your thing, but engage. Talk with each other. I don't care too much. I mean, dude, I just made $1,000 over the last couple days. I'm drinking fucking chamomile tea. I don't know what to do with life. Sent my sister off to college. Cleaned up my house today for the most part. Played with Loki in the rain. It's a good day. Now I get politics in there. Oh, politics can fuck that up pretty fast. But I'm pretty, I don't know what you call it, libertarian, but laissez-faire. You can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. You guys can argue, you guys can curse, you guys can do everything. Just you don't have to be negative. Clicked it straight away as always. Yeah, following American politics is exhausting, very much exhausting. Trump is so lucky the guy's gun probably would have backfired. It would have been pretty insane right there because, I mean, again, There's been so many opportunities, I think, for people to shoot anybody, like any president, anything like that. It's always rare when they actually take the chance, though. Like, usually they don't get that close. But again, Trump is a very divisive figure. Harris talks very negative about him. Same with Biden. Trump talks negatively about Harris and stuff. It's just a kind of a clusterfuck here. For me, I'm just glad Trump's okay. If Trump got killed or shot, oh man, that would just light something up in this country that should not be awoken, right? Poor Russell Wilson's on the bench. Oh my, dude, he's resting up that calf right now. That's what he's doing. Hey, Nicholas, Trump 2024. Trump, I already read that one right there. And hey, R. Lake, happy to see you, my man. Hope you're doing well. Did you move out of the country yet? No, I'm moving next year. I should have moved out this year, but I really didn't. Okay, hey, boy. Sorry, Loki's over here trying to sniff some chamomile tea. You can't have chamomile tea. I'm moving out like next fall, basically. I was thinking about moving out this year, but I wanted to make sure my sister was good in college. And then I still wanted to make sure Loki had like when I move with Loki, we're going to go through everything. I might just have to end up flying him out there, but I'm just going to fly him out there like first class doggy on Singapore Airlines or something like that. So he'd be underneath the plane, but he'd be, nice and safe down there. Let's see. No one's been banned by me today. I don't think you're normally a banner game, but I haven't seen you really ban people. Hey, Lux guy, I'm really just sad because of what happened today. I mean, it was crazy. Like, let's go over here very fast. Go over to Lester Holt. Lester Holt, I guess, said something controversial. I can put this. Okay, I know I have something on here. Is this the right one? No. That one? No. Oh, I forgot. I didn't update my thing when I made this 4K stream. I'll just show it to you like this. All right, Lester Holt. Where was it? Lester Holt basically saying Trump deserved to be shot and brought this on himself. He should be fired. There's a lot of drama. A lot of drama right now. And the media doesn't really do a good job of like de-escalating stuff. The media likes to escalate because, of course, it brings in more views, more clicks, more revenue. And, of course, everybody likes more money in their pockets. But staying away from Lester Holt because that can be very divisive. Let's go over to the attempted assassination attempt, right? So they say breaking news just announced. Suspect Ryan Wesley is a Democrat. He was allegedly hiding in the bushes with an AK-47. Right? So just a lot of stuff. Yeah, so a lot of stuff going on right now. Alleged Trump golfer attacker has been identified as Ryan Ruth. The suspect was found hiding in the bushes, armed with an AK-47 equipped with a scope, carrying 2 backpacks, and wearing a GoPro. This guy wanted to shoot Donald Trump and film it and then put it online. That is insane. And the crazy thing is, he thought that he could shoot the president and somehow have time to upload it online. I don't know if that would be possible. But yeah, there's like everybody's going through his tweets and stuff like that. The guy obviously didn't like Trump because he's trying to kill him. Right? According to the Secret Service, the golf course wasn't secured because Trump isn't a sitting president. He's a former president. Here's former President Obama's golf course in Martha's Vineyard. Secret Service inspects every vehicle that even drives near the course. Yeah, so a lot of stuff going on. There was a press conference and stuff. You guys can read this in your own time. Oh, that guy, yeah, it's creepy. But yeah, a lot of drama today. Crazy stuff. I'd still want to hear you guys' thoughts on it because it is going to be a part of the news cycle here for the next few days. Do I play instruments or sing? No, I don't. I have nerve damage in my hand, so I can't really even play the piano. I can't play anything. I used to play Guitar Hero when I was a kid. That's about it. As far as sing, I sing while I'm driving, but I don't have a musical voice at all. Every now and again, I head up to a karaoke joint, but I'm not usually singing karaoke. Good evening. Politics sucks. Yes, it does. Hey, Protect Me. Do you think altcoins will reach the March 2023 price? If Bitcoin can get a breakout here, yes, and it'll even surpass that. But right now, we really need to focus on the weekly chart, just getting some momentum back in here. Look at this. The stochastic is turning bullish. The RSI is about to turn bullish here. If we can kind of just stay around this like high 50s level for a couple weeks, we should have that turnaround. And then maybe closer to mid-October is when we'd see something of a larger move. So if I'm kind of like forecasting the future of what I could see with this momentum, I would say, oh, I'd love to buy this right now. And I just kind of like to like dollar cost average heavily for 1 or 2 weeks, wait for the breakout to come and hold it and kind of hold it until like 104,000. That's kind of what's going through my mind. But I want more clarity from the momentum before I start doing that, because if I buy here, right, and I go here, that's still great profit. But if I buy right here and it goes up here, I'm still going to be fucking happy. I just want that security to know I'm confident in the way that Bitcoin is going to go. And we've kind of been in a similar spot. Remember how the momentum was shifting back up here a little bit, right? Shifting back up a little bit. You almost thought that maybe we can get some green sometime soon. No. The stochastic barely even went up during this time. That wasn't giving a good sign. The RSI came up a little bit, but still had no bullish crossover. You know, I want to have that clarity, and I'm just not getting it at this point. So what I've been doing and what we've been doing here is, what would I call them? Like 20-hour holds, 20-hour day trades, or 20-hour swing trades. And it kind of depends on what you guys think of a day trade versus a swing trade. But 20 to 30-hour trades. And those seem to be working when we get the momentum on our side. So if you go over here to Bitcoin and we back up a little bit here, the biggest trade I did last week wasn't this little teeny one that I showed you guys the profits of before. It was which one was it? Is this one? Yeah, it was these two trades over here. And that's only because the momentum for Bitcoin turned green right there. And we basically bought for 1 day, held for another day, and that's all I did. And by the way, I didn't even sell at the right time. I sold, like I bought in here, basically, and I sold right here. And it actually went up a little bit more than when after I sold. But at the end of the day, I was happy to buy here, sell here, because if I was still holding, I'd be down here. So, that daily chart is absolutely fantastic for finding some of these momentum shifts. Again, here, everything is pretty much green. Took a few days, but we had that move over here. Took a few days, but we had that move here. And if you're going to swing it, multiple days like that, typically what you're looking for is lower leverage plays with more capital. The way I've been doing it is having a few small trades that I'm swinging, and then I like to do day trades within these for those nice 20 to 30 hour trades. For example, right here, you go over to a 1 hour chart. There you go. See the momentum shifting right here? You could do a day trade off of that right up here until you start to see the momentum decrease. So basically, you open up a trade here and you'd close it at 12 p.m., which is right here. Right now, it still went up higher, but this is still a winning trade. So you could do a lot of that small stuff here. It's just that if you are making that trade, you're also up at 7 o'clock in the morning, which can kind of suck. And because I don't like to wake up at those times, I'll typically just have that smaller trade in here, which I think is fine. And you can even see once the momentum started to shift back down, whoosh, came back down in a hurry. Back to the 15 here, I think, for now. What is causing this to act so funky? Is there something open that it's not supposed to be open? No, there's not. Just the Luxago one is kind of janky right now with those order blocks I have. There we are. Let me go back over here real fast. Tua from Miami Dolphin should retire now. Yeah, he probably will. Let's see. And hey, Wozy, happy to see my man. I think he purposely had a GoPro so anyone could upload it. Oh, that could have been it. Yeah, that could. But still, psycho. Motherfucking psycho. I mean, right now you have NFL stuff trending, right? Caleb Williams. No. Bears, Emmy. Wait, Bears and Emmy. What happened to Caleb Williams? Caleb Williams POV. Watching Caleb Williams throw multiple interceptions with more offensive weapons. Damn. Okay, well, something bad must be happening to Caleb Williams right now. DJ Moore. Okay, but you got Lester Holt. You have Secret Service. President Trump. Deport Elon Musk. Damn. And then there was another, Ruth right here. Right? Of course, this was a lot higher earlier in the day, but we really haven't seen the same amount of buzz about this one because I guess it's the second one. It's not, it's not as cool as the original. There's also no video that can go viral. There's none of that, like, he didn't put his fist up in the air and stuff. So not as you know, not as exciting, I would say, as far as social media is concerned. But let's see. Kamala Harris openly joked about assassinating President Trump in 2018 as an audience have lobotomized, clapping, seals cheered. Jesus. Democrat, yeah. So you're gonna see a lot of politics in this. Oh my God, there's even a video of him talking. Yeah, was connected to Representative Adam Kinzinger. Yeah, so yeah, it's gonna be dramatic. Yeah, this is gonna be a rough time for a lot of people out there, especially in the Trump orbit, I would say. Tim, I'm glad I didn't FOMO yesterday from your video. Yeah, I know, right? That's why I told you guys it was a high risk trade. I mean, I'm lucky that I walked away with some profit off of that. That's why I was watching the chart in the morning, because basically bought. When did I buy that trade? It doesn't matter. But yeah, you know, does it tell me? I only got one position open. Order details. No. It's fine. But I don't know. Let me close this and let me close this. That looks a little bit better in my eyes now. But yeah, it was definitely wild. So he's spreading out the DCA for the next 2 weeks. Just be prepared for the FOMC meeting coming up here. I think everybody's excited about that. Let's see. Let's go over here. Good old chamomile tea. Damn, Federal Reserve, your website is too slow. CNBC. Damn, yeah, the Fed. Oh, there's the Fed. Wow, that took a minute from the. Okay. Anyway, over here, September 17th through the 18th. Guess what? 17th is Tuesday. The 18th is Wednesday, and we are going, you know, to be talking about this a lot on the 18th. I'm thinking on the 18th, I may do a very long stream that day and cover it. I believe the. Let me see. Well, I didn't spell that right at all, but that's fine. There you go. Isn't it around 11 o'clock normally? Wednesday, FOMC interest rate decision, 2 o'clock Eastern time. That's 11 o'clock Pacific time. So we're going to cover that live. So if it's at 11 o'clock, I'll try to go live at 9 and we'll just have one big long stream. And then basically once the press conference is over, I will hop off the stream. And then I might take Thursday off to relax a little bit because long days suck. But this is such a crucial day that I think we need to see what's going on. And then on Thursday, I probably will stream because there's going to be volatility. But I'll just choose the time I want to stream a little bit more. It won't be that exact like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock time that I'm accustomed to. So we'll do that. I'll put up the stream notification earlier, maybe later on tonight after the stream's done. And we'll kind of talk after that. Or we'll be talking for a while. Let me say that. There we go. Yeah, definitely taking some pains right now. Bitcoin's only down to 1%. I mean, how's everything else looking right now? Injective is down 9. Brett's down 9. Tao's down 8. Sat's down 7. On the other side here, CKB's up 12. Leo's up 2.5. And Helium is up 2.5. So maybe only one that's really moving up quite well. And that's CKB. This one's been rallying here for a hot minute, though. I don't know exactly why it's popping, but here. Here's the 4-hour chart. Right? Big pop, still going up. Eventually it'll die off, and this will be a great thing to short. Like, I mean, a fantastic thing to short. But for now, people are kind of waiting to see what happens next. Actually, is CKB on here? CKB? It is on here. It's already up 13% today. That's the 5-minute chart. Let's go over here to the daily chart. It might be worth doing a short on this. Now, oh, wow, the leverage goes up to 50x on this thing. Wow, people are getting a little bit excited here. I would say a 10x leverage. We're just doing this as a little bit of something small. $100 short, and we're just gonna kind of see what happens here. I think a stop loss around 19 cents would probably be okay. Stop loss, yes, 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 yes. And then we're just gonna go 0.19. Why isn't that? Oh, did I not click on it right? There you go. Oh, 0.19. All right, and that would give us so that's why I'm messing up right here. 0.19. I'd basically missing something here. Oh, Jesus. I did 19 cents as 0.019, not 19. I was like, why is that loss so crazy here? All right, that makes more sense. All right, so it'd be 0.019. And then I would do that. Then I'd lose about $156 if that hits there. And that's decent. And if it comes back down, then, we'll take profit. Probably around 14 cents. No, maybe around 13. I think 13 cents is pretty nice. 0.013. There we go. And then we could make about... Why are you doing that? There we go. Okay, yeah. What, $200? 208% back? I think that would work out for us. Yeah, I think that would work out. Especially because I want to see if this comes down a little bit more. I think the responsible thing to do on a daily chart like this is actually just scalp it down. Right? Because you already saw that we broke down below this support level over here, so it should technically keep on coming down. You typically don't want to hold it for here. You probably sell it right around the 15 to 14 level. But yeah, so back over to Bitcoin here, back over to the 5. 15 gives us a little bit more information. And what's right there? All right. So let me get out of here. Well, yeah, we can get out of here very fast. I wanted to see if there's any more information, but I don't think there is going to be just because of what's been said. But I can check out one more thing as well here, and that's just to go over to Bitcoin. And let's see what's going on. Six hours ago, 14. Michael Saylor says, when I'm gone, my stock, my shares, my assets will flow into the public charity whose mission it is to support Bitcoin and the adoption of Bitcoin forever. Oh, damn. York's girlfriends when Bitcoin hits. See, that's all the way from September 11th. Oh. That'd be kind of funny. The average Bitcoin cycle year, 170. We're currently 174 days after the Bitcoin halving. Oh, so he's saying we haven't really peaked yet. Like we're right here before there or right here before there. Wasn't really too much of a drop right there. But again, depending on who you're talking to at this point in time, you're going to have vastly different opinions on what's happening with Bitcoin. Most people look at it from the monthly charts and they kind of see this cup and handle and they're trying to say, hey, here's the handle right here. We basically got to wait for the breakout, and that breakout is something you can go forward to. For me, I kind of see it. I don't think of this so much as a cup and handle. I'd rather just trade this breakout here and just be done with that. But again, we haven't had that breakout yet. And on top of that, we kind of have a little bit of a time limit. I wouldn't say it's absolutely crazy, like here. And let's just extend this out a little bit more. All right. We don't really want to start breaking back down by like the mid 40s. If we start doing that, that's kind of a catastrophe. That's like $15,000 less than where we are right now. That would take a few months for sure, but we are kind of faltering here. We faltered before and still came back up. We've came back down before and still came back up. Forget about COVID. That was kind of a rare occurrence, but we have. So again, just a long waiting period. And then we got that. I'm really hoping, $95,000 is right over here. There's a big level of resistance there, as well as that Fibonacci level. Ooh, that's going to be a fun time whenever we get up there. And back over here very fast. And then, wait. Oh, this is a pro article? Oh, that sucks. I thought that was maybe an article we could read on about CNBC. Because I'm pretty sure right now everybody's talking about CNBC. Let's see if we can go over here very fast. Trump safe. There you go. Oh, wait. It says Fed decision is still up in the air? Really? Fed's next move? I mean, you guys pretty much, correct me if I'm wrong. I think most people are assuming that we're going to have a 25 basis point cut. So it's going to be 0.25%. I don't think we're expecting anything more than that. I mean, personally, I want a 50 basis point rate cut, but I don't think I'm going to get what I want here. I think, Wall Street's going to get what it wants, which is that 25, or what they expect at least, which is that 25. Let's see. Federal Reserve officials head into their policy meeting Tuesday closer to their goal of low inflation, but how much they will ease back on their interest rates remains an open question. A week's worth of inflation data showed that price pressures have eased substantially since their meteoric rise in 2021-2022. One gauge of consumer prices showed a 12-month inflation at its lowest since February 2021, while wholesale price measures indicated pipeline price increases are mostly under control. All right, so let's see. The question, though, turns now to how aggressively the Fed should act. Financial markets, which provide a guide spot on where the central bank is heading, were no help. Futures markets, for the most part, for most of the past week, had lasered in on a 0.25 percentage point or 25 basis point rate cut. However, that turned on Friday, with traders switching to almost an even chance of either 25 or half a point or 50 basis point reduction, according to the CME Group's Fed Watch tool. Ooh, Fed Watch. Let's go, Fed Watch. Fed Watch. There we go. There we go. All right. Is that, yeah, I think that should be good. No, still a little too zoomed in for me. All right. So target, we're going to go to 4075 to 500, or we're going to go to 500 to 525. Interesting. So now, actually right now, they're saying there's a 57% chance that we're going to have a 50 basis point cut, and only a 43% that we're going to have a quarter cut. That's a surprise here. November. I don't know how accurate this is, but back out a little bit more. It's not 50-50 anymore. Back when this article was made, yeah, almost an even chance. It's not even anymore. They're probably going to talk about this quite a bit here, I would say, tomorrow on CNBC and Fox Business. Day 1, September. So this is back on September 13th, 50-50. This is what they're talking about. And a week ago, it was 70-30. So a month ago, it was 75-30. So like in a week, it's gone from 70% chance of 25 basis point cut all the way down to 43, and it's gone up from 30% for the 50 up to 57%. That's actually quite astonishing. I like when I say something and the market moves in my direction, even if it's just odds and whatnot, but I like it. Meeting date, let's see, compare. Yeah, basically, see the 25 basis point cut, it's been going down slowly, while the 50 basis point cut is heading up more. Interesting. What are the probabilities here? I love this little thing, but it's also just so tiny. Okay, let's see. Will that thing go away? There we go. Right? So to have 50 basis point cut, 57%. Wow, to have another 50, no, 475. Okay. This may adjust a little bit more. So 50 and 25 is what people are betting on right now, 50, 25. But if we have a 50, you might see this shift over here for another 50 basis point cut. 0, 0, 0, yeah, interesting. And then 2025 is going to roll around. Okay. Yeah, they're really... I wonder what's getting them to change their mood a little bit here, because I swear over the last few weeks I was saying I was the outlier, I'm the outcast, I'm different, I'm special. I ain't special anymore, and Wall Street's starting to agree with me. What happened? Jobs still came in okay, but not great. Yeah, I'm curious to see what happened there, because I was by myself. Upbeat listing is why CKB is still rallying. Oh, thank you very much, Vegas Nick. I appreciate that. I had no idea what was going on there. And hey, Sec, is there ads going on here? I don't think. Let me see what it says, monetization. Oh, yeah, YouTube put ads on here. It says ads estimated frequency every 18 minutes. If it's more than 18 minutes, let me know. Normally, I don't even have ads on here, but it's been automatically putting them on here. Typically, I think it started actually in this quarter. It could just be YouTube wants more money, because if you go back to my videos, I'm typically too lazy to take it off. If you go over to my videos here, lives, it started September 2nd. September. See how most of these things are off? Plan. No, there's some on here as well. Live trading. Excuse me. Oh, they're post monetized. I don't know if the ads were running during these streams, because usually I like to keep them off. It looks like it started back in July. July, perhaps? Yeah. Because there's still some on and off. Phone, of course. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why. There we go. What do you think about the dollar index? It's very, very bearish, but it's only bearish as long as we actually do have some more rate cuts here. I would anticipate it continuing to go down. Trump should fire Powell on day one. I can understand why Powell did the stuff he did, but a large part of this inflationary disaster that we had was because he couldn't look at a data and say, wow, inflation's going up. Like, he really had trouble believing it himself. And now he's kind of waited a little bit too long to start cutting rates, in my opinion. So he was too late, raising rates, and I think he's too late cutting rates. I don't think he should still be the Fed chair, to be honest. That being said, I don't know if Trump can fire him. I would like if he just stepped down and just put somebody in there that kind of had a better feeling of the economy. I don't think Jerome Powell actually has what you might call just that feeling. Like, when you guys are walking outside when inflation was really bad a couple years ago, you could feel that inflation was bad. You could see the gas prices. You could do this. It's like he just couldn't. It didn't compute in his head. I think because he's such a bureaucrat, he's been in that system his whole life. He's not trained to look at other things around him. He's trained to look at sheets of paper and kind of what he can see in that data. I understand data, but I don't think he's able to really forecast all too well, and that's kind of an issue. So I don't think he should be in the position. I don't know who would replace him at all, but yeah, I don't think he should be there anymore. Let me see. Let me turn ads off, because I don't make money off of ads like the way you guys might think I'm making a bunch of money off of ads. I am not. Content. It froze. Oh, because I got two Google dashboards on. This dashboard kills my CPU. See, it's going up to 60, 70, 80% right now. All because of Chrome. No, it's not even Chrome. I don't even know what it is. It says Chrome is 20%, but it's at, I don't know. But let's go back over here live. Let me see. Yesterday, we had 1,000 people watching. I made it. Oh, it doesn't tell me. Does it tell me? I made $6. All right, so I can just turn that off. I can be okay with that. Let me see. I don't know if it's gonna put it back on tomorrow though. It's not something I usually check as this. It's not part of my pre-check ADA schedule type of thing. Did the second assassin attempt to dump the price? I don't believe he did. He just seemed like kind of a crazy guy. that believed Trump was a threat to democracy and that he could save democracy by killing Trump and uploading the video to the mobile web, whatever you want to call it, online, basically. Kind of a crazy dude, right? I mean, I think if I show you this, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to delete this video afterwards or this stream, because YouTube will not like me sharing this with you. But I think Ethereum, Bitcoin will likely bottom between 0.03 and 0.04 and then trend up to in 2025. It could bottom as early as this week or late December. Based on prior capitulations, I think it will happen sooner rather than later. It should happen sooner. We just talked about that breakdown possibility when it came to Ethereum. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go back to what I was talking about here. There was a guy, Trump Bank. Oh, what was that guy's name? Ruth? Is his name Ruth? Oh, God, I hate when I don't know people's names. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Ryan Wesley Ruth. Okay, so Ryan. I spelled Wesley right. Wesley, not Westley. Wesley. Meta has scrubbed Wesley Roos, that there would be Trump Assassin's Facebook profile. Watch what was on his page before it was scrubbed. Right, so there's a whole bunch of different stuff here. I'm not going to play the audio. I don't want to get in trouble here, but I can put this on here. So they got soldiers. Please do not call me. We are still trying to get Ukraine to accept Afghan soldiers and hope to have some answers. So there's like pro-Ukraine stuff. I don't really care about that. Ukraine. I'm unclear what part of the Israel the Jews own based on this historic map. Oh shit, they're getting into anti-Semitic stuff. China's newest round of biological warfare. China's making pneumonia. Ukraine. Chinese scientists, Ukraine. Afghan army, Afghan soldiers. Kit building design as temporary housing for FEMA on Maui. Afghan soldiers. Taiwan's peace park in hopes of increasing international support. Ukraine. A lot of that's Ukraine. But see, this is why X is kind of important in my opinion. You see Facebook scrub something. Heck, even Twitter might scrub something actually, or X. And then, but people can post about it, and I don't think X is going to take it down. Let's see. Appears to be the man. Voted Democrat primary this year in North Carolina, but as an unaffiliated voter currently. Let's see. Yeah, so there's definitely some stuff going on here. But just like there was a video of the other tweets of his post, there was another video I saw of his post, but I don't know what happened to it. I was going to look for it. Let's see. Yeah, but they took down his account on Twitter as well. So everybody is really scrubbing him off the internet. Let's see, Democrat. Yeah, politics. Let's see now. Maybe media. Oh, how far did I scroll? Jesus. Maybe the video I saw was taken down by Twitter, actually. Yeah, Twitter might have scrubbed it as well. Oh, wow. There you go, too. Yeah. I saw it a while ago, but yeah. So it's going to lead to some stuff. We'll see if it turns out to affect the market more. But if Trump gets assassinated, I think Bitcoin's going to crash like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 within a couple hours. It'll be that bad of a thing. DJT will skyrocket after the temp. Oh yeah, I mean, can you imagine the pre-market on that thing tomorrow? You guys have to be up early, like at 1 o'clock in the morning. But when that stinker hits, it's going to be a fun day. Imagine having some call options. Oh my God! Imagine being all the corporations or the Wall Street guys that have been shorting it. Oh, they're going to get burned. There's going to be such a massive squeeze on that sucker. Isn't here? Let me go over here to anyways, and then it's called DJT. Put this over here for you guys. It's down at 17 bucks. This thing should skyrocket here. The short float is 20%. That's a pretty big short float there. Income is not making it's not really making money. It's not profitable. So yeah, should definitely move up quite a bit here. Last time it squeezed, it went from like 30 bucks up to 46. It can definitely go from 17 up towards 30 or even higher. So yeah, definitely a big move coming on that one. Wasn't this one in July when he got the other assassination attempt? Trump first assassination attempt. Wasn't that in Ohio? No, all the news is so backed up for today. I can't see exactly when it happened. But yeah, I'm assuming it was back over here. So yeah, it'll be a good 1, maybe 2 day pop, but it's in and out type of thing. That's it. As soon as it happens, you could buy some calls on the downside and kind of watch your money go up. But the implied volatility is going to be insane for that type of stuff. Insane. Waga's next fog. What do you call? I've still been looking at some of these other tokens here. Let me get rid of that. There we go. I've still been watching a bunch of other Tron tokens and stuff, but let me see. Sunpump.meme. This one has $41 million market cap, but I gotta stay on one or the other. I keep on moving windows. Invest Zone is kind of dying off right now. Crypto Zillion Club is making a move up. Moncat is still doing strong. Tron Bull is fine, and Sundog is fine. But Invest Zone is coming down. Suncat seems to be doing okay. I'm watching it. Sun Wukong is going down slowly. CZ token is still kind of there. Vitka still kind of there, and then Fofar is still kind of here. So these tiny market caps, really high risk. But again, I'm still watching them ever so closely, just a little bit here. I really need to find some more tokens that I can actually buy, and I just want to have some spot tokens. I don't really think I need to do long-term leverage stuff because, again, those fees may eat up into it if I hold for more longer than like a couple months. And I don't know if we're going to be in a bull market in a couple months. Hey, Pump, yeah, dude, I have really bad ADHD. I can't remember names unless the way I remember names is to say people's names out loud, and I typically don't say people's names. I have a group of friends that I go hang out with every now and then at the cigar lounge, like almost every Friday. And basically, I was at the cigar lounge having a good time. All I do, go a little shake, a little hand, a little hug, and that's it. And then there's only a few people I really talk to. So those are people I know their names down. But there are people I talk with a lot, and I just don't. It takes a couple seconds to remember their name, right? Hello, Loki. Here, Loki wants to treat everybody. We gotta give him a treat. He's getting teeny treats because he's been having too much. But he also played outside. I stood in the rain for like an hour. Well, not the rain. I underneath my balcony, but still. Loki. No, other around. Yeah, you can see him already looking to hop around. Okay, good boy. Yep. But yeah, so he was wet. Damn, I need to trim my beard off. I think I'm going back to being bald in a couple weeks. I'm not entirely sure yet, but normally in the fall I have a myself. Why am I stuttering? I have myself a little bit of a bald winter. Thoughts on Elon Musk being the head of the Department of Government Efficiency? I thought about that, Patrick, and if he could do the job well, which after seeing Twitter, I think he could, to a certain degree, I would actually like to have something like that. The mind boggles, or the mind my mind is confused as why we don't actually have something like that already. But again, I live in Washington State, so all this stuff is more local for me as far as what I'm about to talk about. But I think all of you guys have these types of incidents in your state. Well, like your state wants to do something simple, like, hey, we're going to put public restrooms here, or we're going to give tents to the homeless, or we're going to clean up this park, or we're going to, do something simple. And somehow that simple task turns out to be like a $2 to $5 million project when you could have just hired some homeless people, paid them $20 an hour, had them do the work, like let's clean up part, and it might have only cost you $10,000 to $15,000. And I'm even inflating the prices there, but for like the actual staff, for the government staff being paid on top of that as well. That's kind of what I feel is really sick with the economy right now. It seems like we're printing all this money, but it's not really trickling down to us in a way where we're getting the big benefit from it because we're paying for it with inflation. And so, the people making the money are the people that know the politicians that have those businesses that can kind of soak up that money, and the money just goes whoop, 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 and every now and again there's some good stuff that comes along from it, like the homeless people get the tent, the park is cleaned, but it also costs like 500 to 1,000% more than it should have. And I just don't, I know why, but it sucks that it happens. And then now, we got Washington state budget right here, that little thing. And you got the government budget like right here. I think we paid over like $1 trillion just on our interest payments this year. I think that's what it topped off at. So yeah, that gravy train is going to end, and those gravy trains are usually establishment people, like politicians, the friends of politicians, establishment folks, military-industrial complex, that type of stuff. And then it's also just going to be the bureaucrats. So like we have very inflated bureaucracy, so that everybody has a lot more jobs. If you guys go through the what was it, July? I'll just say July. July jobs report. Oh, I should have done August, but that's okay. Where's the map? Where's the map? All right. See that? That light purple is government. New jobs. Government is hiring there. Government is hiring there, and there. No government jobs in April. There. Government budgets are starting to get strained right now, just a tad. But you see what I mean? Like, well, what the hell is this? The government doesn't need to be hiring all these people, And then, on top of that, you get pensions with the government as well. So they need to like trickle that down. But it'll take like a whole generation to get the government to like start costing less. And again, that means most of us will not be here. So yeah, crazy times. What you're seeing a lot of growing out here is services, and you see how it says services, lower paying jobs. Yeah, manufacturing jobs a little bit. We've actually been losing some manufacturing jobs. People don't talk about that, but we have not been doing good with manufacturing. So yeah, I don't know how to say it, but yeah, it's a fucked up system here. I think Elon could do some work, but I think you have to understand, if Elon were to get his way and Trump were to get his way, you would see some crazy stuff happening to the fabric of like the industry, like American industry, because you'd have all these government employees that might not have the ability to go work in other places. Some might, but they might not have the skills for it. Like I like people that work in the government that go like keep the parks clean, keep the sidewalks clean, that type of stuff that I see. I don't mind when the government pays to keep the roads good and maintained, new pavement, new side. I like that type of stuff. My thing is, again, that wasteful spending stuff. I think that's where we just really have to get in there and figure out what's happening. We have to track down all that money. But then again, even if Elon Musk were to get in there, I still think it would take him like 3 or 4 years to even get some really good reports out of it, explaining what's going on and get to some meaningful changes, which means you would have to have the 50-50 shot that Trump gets elected in November. You would have to have another Republican continue the work, Also, while having all those government employees be so ticked off, the media is saying, oh my God, Trump is firing and making all these government employees homeless, he'd have to battle all that. And I don't think Republicans would be able to win that fight because, again, if you go back and look at Trump's first term, he got pushed by the media to do a lot of stuff that he didn't want to do in the first place. Even think about COVID. His first instinct was to not close everything down, right? But then Fauci came along and the media said, hey, his number one science expert, Fauci Medical, he's saying we have to shut down the economy. And then boom, Trump, after a while, shut down the economy, right? So I don't think Trump is as formidable against all the pressure as you might think. What I'm hoping for is because he doesn't have to be reelected, he can afford to do those deep cuts. But again, that's only at the federal level. No matter if you guys are in a Republican state or a Democratic state, you guys probably have wasteful spending. It's just spent on different things. So, yeah. It's gonna be fun. July 13th was the first step. Oh, thank you, Gambit. So it was that day that's the last time we had the Donald Trump token pop up there. Where will Bitcoin dump to? Probably fill the CME gap. Yeah, it's probably going to keep on coming down here. At this point in time, we're looking at the 20-week moving average. So basically, by the end of today or tomorrow, if we're not able to hold, you're going to see Bitcoin have something of a more aggressive move. Look at that green line on the screen. Usually when we're crossing that line, not always, but usually when we're crossing that line, you see a lot more volatility. We're getting close again, which means I could see Bitcoin technically dump towards like $56,000, $57,000. So that's about $1,500 to $2,500 less by Tuesday. Now I'm hoping we can bounce, and then we can bounce and then have the FOMC data come out with the 0.5, 50 basis point rate cut, and that could launch us to a breakout or something. For me, I don't normally trade during those times because the volatility is a little bit more unpredictable. But right now, I'm hoping for something more of a bounce here. I might take a long, but I'm going to have to see the 4-hour chart get bullish before I start to go a little bit more long. And that 4-hour chart is just turning bearish. It turned bearish 1 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock. Right there. That's when it turned bearish. So now I'm waiting. I'm watching it continue to go down. I'll see if we can consolidate a little bit more. We have a little bit more of a move. Yada, yada. If we do that, I'll be all there to buy. But right now, I just have to be a little bit more patient. You can actually see it get pushed down right now. It's still getting pushed down. And hey, Kilo, yeah, Loki's all looking good. He's looking at me right now. He wants another treat, but he can't get one. He can get a head rub. Yeah, she should go. He's always so cuddly. I started growing a mustache, and now I don't want to take it off anymore. It turned into a handlebar mustache. Hey, every now and again, you meet people out there in the wild of civilization that have some really crazy mustaches. They look gorgeous, like absolutely fantastic. But man, the maintenance on those things must be absolutely insane. It just may be absolutely insane. I saw one dude, like, it perfectly curled and everything. I was like, dude, how do you do that? He's like, oh, dude, I got a bunch of products for it. I was like, I fucking bet. I think the real market volatility began after the Bank of Japan announced their interest rate decision on September 20th. Their carry trading scheme is what shook the market. Yeah, I think people were shocked about how forceful they decided, hey, we have to make a change here. I really don't know much about the Japanese economy, to be honest. I know how to read currency prices and stuff like that. I kind of understood that they were in the negative rate area for a while, but I didn't kind of understand how bad of a situation they were in until it really started to shake things up. You seem to be a Reaganomics, trickle-down economics fan. In certain parts, yes. I just don't like the government subsidizing those corporations with wasteful spending habits, if that makes sense. Like if the government said, hey, we want somebody to go give 1,000 tents to homeless people, which I think is fine, right? I like that idea. I would say, I'm going to give you that tent at a cost of about $70 a tent. I don't know how much tents cost. I haven't bought a tent in a while. $70 for a tent, and then on top of that, for all the extra fees, maybe I'll charge $20,000 for all the labor needed for this and the transportation and the gas and stuff like that, and the time. I think that'd be something more reasonable than I have the homeless come to me. But if you look at it now, the government will get the same results, but instead of paying like maybe $40,000 or $30,000, I'm not entirely sure how the math works out, but they'd be paying like $100,000 to $200,000 for it. They actually be paying like $400,000 for it. That's kind of what I don't like. As far as Reaganomics, this is kind of why I think there needs to be more unions in the country that kind of like go back and forth with it. But, it kind of just depends on which state you're in for me, because I'm in Washington. We have a whole different set of laws, and you might say Kentucky. Washington right now, if you guys didn't know, Boeing's on strike. And if you guys didn't know, my entire family has worked for Boeing besides me. So you had my mom work at Boeing, my dad work at Boeing, you had my grandparents work at Boeing, like grandmother, granddad, right? And then you've had my great-grandparents work at Boeing. And then we had my uncle work at Boeing. So like my whole family's worked at Boeing. So I understand this company quite a bit. You could actually see the cracks happening like well before all the shit hit the fan, which is crazy. But I'm not going to go to that. Anyway, I think this is probably the better way to go through it. But I think there's just jobs these days where the economy is moving in a way where you almost need that like universal basic income type stuff that what's that guy was talking about it a few years ago? Yang was talking about it. There's going to be this like permanent class of like just workers there, and it's going to be a little bit more difficult to go from that lower class to the upper class, and it's mostly going to be because of education. I like parts of Reaganomics, if you will, but it's not so much as you give the big corporation money and it trickles down. I like the idea of giving corporations enough of a tax cut to make them want to be here instead of being in another country. But I also like the country itself being able to decide, hey, we want our country to specialize in these types of things, and therefore we're going to train our populations to be able to do these types of things. Therefore, there's not a large gap of our population that doesn't have a skill that's needed in today's economy. We don't really invest in education in this country. I am so thankful that my grandparents and my mom got me into private school growing up, because I would have went to one of those, what do you want to call it, like a ghetto school? You know what I mean? I went to one. So I went to so when I was younger, you can't do this anymore because it's like really illegal. My mom worked at the daycare. The daycare let my mom use that address as our address. So I went to this nice white area school, if you will. It was like a very nice suburbia school. There was maybe like, at this whole elementary school, maybe like 10 black kids there, okay? I learned a lot. I had a lot of discipline there. Really, really good school. I was like 2 years above my grade in reading. Really good school. Now, after that, before I went to the private school, I had 1 year in public school next to where I lived, which again was not a good area. And you know what? We literally had lockdowns like once every 2 to 3 weeks. And then on top of that, the cops would be there. The governor came over one time and there was a shooting, and then they had to whisk her away. And then, yeah, whole bunch of shit. So I know how bad the education was there because, this is just in my neck of the woods, right? And so if I didn't have that to go from there to the private school, I just know the trajectory of my life might have ended up a lot worse off. Maybe I would have really stuck to studying and stuff, but I felt myself getting dumber because I had to like study outside of the school. And then when I finally started to go to private school and I did all the paperwork there, my middle school literally would not give them my grades because they did not want to lose me because I raised the average test scores. So, like, I have a weird perception of the government and how it kind of works and the way these things work. I just, at this point in time, like when I'm doing my kids, I'm saying, hey, I'm going to give you guys some good opportunities that other kids don't have, but you better work your ass off or you're going to fucking fail, or you're not going to be as good as you could, and I'm not going to help you after you get to a certain age. You're going to have to figure that shit out yourself. Now I'll probably still help them out, but still, I'm not going to have a kid at the age of 25 or even like 20 living at my house unless they're back from college or something like that, right? It's going to be a different type of thing. So I kind of ranted there for a second, but you get the point I'm trying to make. I'm not so Reaganomic-y. I like parts of it, but there's a lot I don't like. Send homeless people working at the farmers to fill the worker shortages. Homeless people in Washington State, they're not homeless where they're like, hey, they can actually go out and do something and be like a member of society. They're usually like really drugged up and shit, and there's like a lot of violence that goes on there. If you go to a farm, I've been to farms and gotten produce. Farmers are really chill. The people working on the farms, they're usually pretty chill. They might be a little bit overworked. Maybe I don't understand the language all the time, and I can understand a little bit of Spanish. They're usually really, really chill. Homeless people are not going to be liked by those people. They're going to be like, what the fuck is going on here, right? So there's a little bit more of a mental thing going on in Washington State's homeless population. It's not, it's mental and drugs. It's not necessarily like, oh, everything's so expensive, I lost my house. There are those people, but it's just not not the same. Put all the homeless people in the giant sports stadiums all over the USA. They can set up tents there. No, people would rather have sports. People don't think like that. People in Seattle would rather watch the Seahawks game than use that as a homeless place. But Seattle is very corporate. We're a very corporate town up here. There's a lot of people moving to Seattle, and what's happening is a lot of the old Seattleites are selling the properties for great values, and they're basically just moving more south towards me. So you're seeing house values all around me just go higher and higher and higher because people want to live outside the city, and a lot of people can still work remotely because everything's usually tech filled here. So you can have like a hybrid work week where you're like in the office 2 times a week or 3 times a week, and you're back home. It's a pretty interesting dynamic we have out here in Seattle. Bring back gladiators. Jesus. See. Oh, the Philippines. Oh yeah, Philippines. Great. What's the matter with you? You're so whiny lately. So whiny. Yeah, I can give you a little headbutts. Like here. Hold on a second here, guys. Loki's being a big baby. Come here. Come on. You can't grab your rope and then come on too. Come here. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, there you go. He grabbed the rope because he was so excited. Yes. Yep. See, I play with him a lot, but he still wants more. I don't know how I'm gonna handle a second dog. Good. All right. There we go. I think that key's good now. You are seeing Bitcoin still break down here. Just be aware of that as well, guys. Bitcoin's still coming down. We might break down below the $58,000 level here over the next few minutes. And Nico, yeah, my mom did a very good job with me. Very, very good job. Also, remember, because I lived in the ghetto, she didn't really let me outside too much, to be honest. She just told me to stay inside, play video games, and read books, and I didn't, she didn't want, I don't know what the actual term is, but you know how people in poor African-American neighborhoods, there's like poor African-American, poor Eastern European, and poor Asian, they can come out with like an accent, or they can turn out like, I don't want to say ghetto, but there's just a different way they behave and stuff. My mom specifically, her goal was to have me not be like that. She wanted me to basically be some corporate droney type of person, which, I mean, I'm happy she did because now I'm, doing fine. But yeah, thank God I got into private school. Totally different type of atmosphere. The only downside is the locals get affected from the expat economy. Oh yeah, I definitely believe that. The Philippines get expensive to live in the future. Your future children from the Philippines such due to lack of job opportunities. Yeah. I think for that, you're usually going to have to rely on your government to make it more expensive for expats to live there. So, that means higher visa prices and stuff like that. And those can go to different programs to help people, upkeep their house and stuff. The issue I would typically have with that, though, is if the government starts dishing out money, everybody knows they can raise their prices because the government's going to pay. That's why colleges got so expensive. Oh, actually, I think that's how come that Peter Schiff guy became famous, because he went on that Occupy Wall Street thing, and he just started talking about how when the government starts printing money to give to a sector of the economy, it just gets out of control. But Peter Schiff is a little kooky these days because he's turned into an anti-Bitcoin bandit. But I swear that guy has to have some Bitcoin, right? He has to have some type of tokens. I mean, why wouldn't he at this point? There's a lot of those old school investor types that are kind of like semi-famous. They usually own some Bitcoin. What's the other guy? Robert Kiyosaki, like the rich dad, poor dad thing? He had some too. I think he has some Bitcoin as well. But yeah. I'd highly recommend every now and again just checking out how many government jobs are coming along. They have these same charts for actual state governments and even city governments. City governments are usually a little bit better at it than state governments because they really have to keep control of their budget. Some cities don't. I think Chicago has like a massive deficit. Chicago deficit? Man, I didn't get the definition. No. Deficit. Yeah, Chicago's taking drastic measures to reduce its deficit. Yeah, now Chicago City Hall is attempting to take measures to reduce its deficit, which is estimated to reach nearly $1 billion in 2025. $1 billion, and it's just a freaking city. You know what I mean? Like, they knew when they were doing the math. And they were doing everything here, you know. They had their little treasury department. They were saying, "Hey, we're going to figure out how much money we have to spend, how much money we are going to spend," and they fucked it up that bad. They knew, and they still chose to do it. You know what I mean? Cities aren't supposed to do that because cities don't get all the same type of handouts that you would expect. So they're going to have some issues here, and the state is going to have to try to bail them out, which is going to be really bad for everybody else because that means the state's not going to have enough money for those more medium-sized cities or the more rural areas. I think it's in Illinois, right? So, you know, there's consequences to it for sure. But their mayor is a fucking idiot. Like, he's just a fucking idiot. I've heard him talk. He tries to say stuff, but he's not saying anything at all while he's talking, if that makes sense. Even the old mayor, she might have been kind of corrupt. At least she kind of knew the way the game was played. This guy doesn't know anything. Let me go here. August jobs report, JP Morgan. Oh, geez, I'm not good at spelling anything right now. 7 days ago. Here we go. Oh, they changed the chart this time. All right, that's fine. One last little look at this. All right. Leisure and hospitality, healthcare, construction, Fed, state and local government, financial activities, professional and business, transportation, wholesale trade. And what's losing jobs? Manufacturing is losing jobs right now. Retail is losing jobs right now. Information services is losing jobs right now. Retail's losing jobs. That means like retail is a pretty, you know, not a crazy hard job. So that means you might see some people at the lower economic side of the equation really struggling here because they have the worst credit right now. You know, they've already maxed out their credit cards. Max out your credit card and now you lose a job. Ugh. And then you also have the Boeing strike, which is also going to hurt jobs probably as well, unless they try to take out the striking workers. Mining is flat, utilities is flat, other services, educational services up a little bit more. You know. I'd rather healthcare be down a little bit more. I'd rather be construction be down a little bit more. I'd rather educational services be up. I'd like to see more teachers, you know, in the force here and whatnot. But yeah, so yeah, a little bit different. If you hang out with wrong people in the hood, you wouldn't survive. If you stay at home and hang out with right people, your life would be okay in the hood. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It all kind of depends. Like. So as somebody that's lived in a ghetto, you know, in a bad area of town, typically if you live there, you're not in so much danger unless you kind of really just doing bad stuff and other people that do bad stuff, like you're competing with them. Like when I'm walking home alone at like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, I'm not afraid of being mugged or something like that because I used to know most people in my community. But the people I knew in my community, they might not mug me, but they might mug the other guy that they don't know just walking down the street. So it's a different type of thing. Like I went to community barbecues and such, so people knew me, right? But I'm not going to say that I was, I wasn't at anybody's house and doing all that other type of crap. But yeah, a little bit different. Interesting lifestyle, though. I will tell you that. Like I told you this stuff before. Like basically, when my family didn't have a lot of money, like there's like a duplex thing. Let's go mobile ranch, but like a duplex, like old World War II housing, basically. If I didn't have enough food, I went to my neighbor's house. He would give me some fish and shit, and if he didn't have enough food, he'd come over and get chicken. Basically, it was chill. You know, think about how bad it was back then. It was like, damn. But like now it's like, I got a house, got a car, I get to travel, I got a dog, got, crypto and shit. I don't know, things are working out. Chicago needs investing in Bitcoin and crypto. Can you imagine if Chicago bought Bitcoin just a few years ago? They'd be making so much money. They'd be like, oh yeah, we can fund all this type of stuff going. But you are seeing more pension funds buying into Bitcoin. Of course, it's not going to be a lot because it is a very volatile asset, but at least, they're saying, hey, we see this going up in value over a long period of time, so we want to get a part of it now. We're going to take the risk of the volatility because we can understand it, and then we're just going to sell it when it goes up high, 5, 10, 20, 30 years in the future. I think that's a very good way to go about it. Grew up where again? New York? No, I grew up in Tacoma, Washington. I didn't grow up in New York. I'm not a New Yorker at any point. Maps Tacoma. I grew up over here. So technically my house was like torn down. But I used to live over here. Now there's nice houses here. Like basically right over here. Where is it at? Yeah, I used to climb on that tree. There was no fence there. I used to climb on that tree back here when I was a kid. Basically there was a house right here. And it wasn't 2 stories. It was basically like Assassination Tacoma Wikipedia. Yeah, I was born in the 1990s. By late 1980s, Assassination had become a center for gang activity, and drug trading was increasingly viewed as burdensome by the residents. Every time I read that, it's still funny. Oh, they usually have a picture there. I guess they don't have a picture anymore. Here, let me see. Do something very fast. Images. It's kind of like that, right? Old World War II housing. I'm trying to see if I can actually have an old picture. Okay, it's not all that muddy and shit. That's you can tell how old the houses were basically, but it wasn't like, yeah, that's about the best photo I can get. 1990. So small of a picture. Yeah, they don't really have new photos there anymore. They scrubbed all that shit off the internet. Oh, here you go. Here you go. Oh, no. I don't want to. Oh my God, there's a documentary about it? Wow. I'm surprised. There was 10 years ago, but there's a documentary about it. Open image and new tab. There we go. Now let's zoom in on it. That's basically what my front door looked like. Like that, right? Back over here a little bit more. But yeah, so now it's all nice houses and stuff like that. The school was always nice. I used to live in a house that was right here. I think it got replaced by a park or something. But yeah, so lived in here. Then I moved over here, and this place got replaced with something else as well, next to the temple and stuff. I used to live over here. Basically, as they were tearing it down bit by bit, they moved you over more and more and more. But yeah, so completely different. It's also right next to a reservation over here. This is the Puyallup tribe of Indians. They have a nice casino. If you go on the highway, check this out. Check out this casino. Big O sign. Has a hotel next to it too. Right, there's the hotel in the back over there. But yeah, it's all gaming. All gaming, plus some, what do you call this? Parking garage stuff. So yeah, reservation, it wasn't the best neighborhood as well. But yeah, and then I used to go to school over here. The ghetto school where I spent 1 year was right here, but they tore it down and they built up a nice new school right here. It actually was a really chill place. This used to be a swamp, as odd as that sounds. But every winter it'd freeze and you could kind of go walk on some ice. But yeah, so if you had to go to school over here, you can kind of walk through this, walk through here, pump out the back of the forest, and there you go. You're at school. Or you can go down the main street. I used to walk down the main street to this school, but what ended up happening was I got shat on by a bird because there's some wire poles here, and I just, I cussed out loud. I was fucking, what do you call that? Like a breakdown moment. And I was like, fuck this. I'm taking the day off and all that type of stuff. Then when I got back from college, I moved over here. I think my car's still here. That's not my car. Is that my car? That could be my car right there. If you go look at the pictures of this place, I think they actually still have my car here. Exterior? Let's see. Yeah, I love this place. This place was so nice. I used to live on like this floor, but like on around the corner. View of the water. Good stuff here. Is that the front of my car? No. I had a friend that lived in that corner right there. Let's see. Oh, you also live next to a freaking castle. I mean, that, you know, that's always a plus right there. Bayside Garden Apartments. Let me see. When I started my YouTube channel, I was here. Remember? Yeah, when I started my YouTube channel, I lived here. Do they have a gallery? Yeah, here, photo gallery. There we go. Oh, I thought I had my car. Oh, there's my car right there. Yeah, right there. There's my little car. My little Ford Fusion. They haven't updated these photos, but yeah. View of the water was great. Next to a castle. You know. It's a pretty freaking weird layout, though, because they had these really tall cupboards and stuff. But it was a nice place to live. I enjoyed it. Hardwood floors. Just no place for a dog. And really old heating. Really old heating. But yeah. Now I'm living out in the boonies. I'm down here. And I like it a lot. Close enough to the fishing, close enough to the mountains. And I'm not by the city anymore. Which I like the city, but my God, dude, it's fucking insane these days. Too much shit going on there. Look up Sultan, Washington, 1980s. What's Sultan, Washington? Crazy, I lived in Sunrise for years. Crazy. Oh, see, yeah. I remember you talking about reading about trading on the subway. Some reason I think of New York. No, I never traded on the subway. Oh, the train. We have a sounder train up here. Sounder train. It was kind of wonky back in the day, but now it's pretty nice. Dollar General or Dollar Tree? I'd rather be with Dollar Tree. That's why I know. I don't know Dollar Generals, actually. A lot of cities lost money to the FTX scandal. Yeah, that gotta be careful what you invest in. Oh, let me see this right here. Love the tree still standing. Oh yeah, XRP pumping. Right now is XRP pumping? A little bit, yeah. Just like Bitcoin is. It looks like. Oh, this thing came down a little bit more though, or did it? Let's see. No, it came down pretty much the amount. Yeah, XRP's having a move. I'm not entirely sure why, but yeah, it is making a nice little pop there. And then Sultan, Washington, 1980s. Down to... Oh, that's why I don't know about it. It's up there. Okay, location of Sultan. Let's see. Oh, very small town. Was it a good place to live or a bad place to live? Outdoor music festivals, economy, consensus. I don't see any, oh my God, the dark ages like my area. Oh, they have some fairs and stuff, which is kind of nice too. But yeah, I don't think I've actually ever been up to Sultan. Never been up there before. No, not at all. Pretty sure I remember your view. Yeah, if you go back to some of my older videos, like here, let me see very fast. Pull this up while I watch Bitcoin. Let's see. Looking for a video that actually has my face in it. I mean, here's a video about Bitcoin breaking 51,000. You can see the TV behind me and a white door. Wait, is this at this house? Which house was this at? I had like really ugly wooden doors. No, it's before this, because this is the room in another house, because this is this house actually, I think, because I moved in here to help take care of my mom and I recognize that. So it's up a little bit more. Oldest. Here it is. Here's the old apartment. There's a water view over there. There's the same TV over there. I didn't like bright lights back then. There's some wine and shit over there. I was just learning how to edit and whatnot. And I was reading a script. You can see my eyes actually reading. Maybe I'll do that again. See, I didn't even have the camera like faced for my face properly. Yeah, so yeah, that was it. Yeah, totally different layout though, right? It's just one living room, one dining room. Most units didn't even have a dining room, and there was a bedroom and a bathroom. Very basic, but it was like 1,000 square feet. You see how big that room is? Yeah, that was a good time. I missed that apartment so much. But after COVID, that place went to shit. Reading, learning about trading while on the train. Oh yeah, there's a train that goes from Lakewood all the way up to Seattle. It's a great train. Now it is, at least. Sultan is my old hometown when I was young. It was awesome. Okay, there you go. For a second, I was like, oh, dude, is Sultan really like a bad place? Because when I looked it up, I was like, yeah, Sultan's a nice place. Looks like a very nice place. I like it a lot. Especially because it says they have some festivals and stuff in there, too. I always like when a community or a town has some type of events in there. Like when I was younger, I used to go with my grandparents all the time to car shows. Oh my God, I love fucking car shows. They are amazing. You just get some popcorn and check out cool cars. I mean, what? That's like a great way to spend your afternoon on a Saturday or a Sunday. But okay, everybody, I'm going to end the stream right now. We've been talking for a good old 2 hours. Bitcoin's coming down a little bit more. I'm hoping that tonight we can find a little bit of a bottom here and that we can try to start moving up by the time we wake up in the morning. At this point, though, Bitcoin is a little bit more bearish. I was really hoping that we might have a breakout here. Momentum was still strong when we were talking about it before, but then you just kind of saw that tip off and, you know, that's all she wrote. I'm not going to really do many longs here. The longs I am doing are pretty much simple little things, remember? Like we talked about a while ago. No longs open here at this moment in time. I think on weeks we have that Sundog long. Oh, hold on. Let me the right account. Oh, why does it keep doing that? There you go. Futures Pro. I could have swore I opened up a trade on here. Maybe I didn't. I could have swore I had a trade open on here. Open position 0. Position 0. Did I open on regular futures? My brain may be spazzing right now, so oh, there it is. There it is. We have a short on CKB and we have a Sundog long, and we're just going to kind of watch these play out for a little bit. The short on CKB is basically means CKB's fallen down 1%, which isn't a lot, but I'm hoping as tonight goes on, we kind of flush out a little bit more. So I'll keep track of this. I really think I should just move up my stop loss up here, and move my stop loss over here, and then my target price over here, but we'll see. But anyway, nice hanging out with you guys here tonight. Good chat. Talking about stuff other than crypto is always kind of fun here, especially towards the end of the stream. So thanks for watching, everybody. See you guys tomorrow. Monday is going to be okay. Tuesday is going to be fine. Wednesday is going to see most action. But again, we are huddled up to that 20-day moving average. So don't be surprised if we see a very large amount of volatility coming up here pretty soon, okay? So thanks, everybody, and see you guys a little bit later.